Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Linda Borsodi. I'm in marketing, and we are going to hear today from Megan Pulliam, who is the SVP of Marketplace, and she is going to discuss the MeridianLink Marketplace and how it can drive more value to your financial institution. Before we begin, just a little bit of housekeeping. If you do have any questions today, please put them in the Q&A dialog box, which is on the right-hand side of your screen, and then we'll try to get to as many of those as we can. So Megan, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Linda. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm going to go through sort of a refresh of what we covered at MeridianLink Live. And we'll be presenting more specific topics throughout the year with some of our partners. And I hope all of you can join us next year at MeridianLink Live to meet some of these partners in person, shake hands, learn a little bit more. But as we get going today, I am going to highlight just a few key areas for the marketplace. I will talk about some of the value propositions. We did a survey combining some of the information that we received from y'all at MeridianLink Live, as well as the survey that we sent out from our marketing team about a month ago. And then, like I said, I'll cover a couple of key categories for us today, a lot of value-added solutions that attach to the MeridianLink platform: consumer, portal and access, decision lender, MeridianLink mortgage. We've got a pretty extensive partner ecosystem here that goes about 600 partners deep. So I won't have time to cover all of those today, but I will take you through some of the ones that I feel are more impactful and provide a little bit more information about those. As Linda mentioned, please use the Q&A to submit questions, and we'll address those at the end. And if you are interested in a specific follow-up from either your CSM, your account executive, they can pull me or my team members in, and we can certainly give you a lot more color commentary on the landscape of our marketplace ecosystem. So with that, I'll dive in. As we sat back and reflected about the MeridianLink Marketplace and what it does for our platform, we started to categorize our partners into 4 key areas. And I'm actually going to start on the right and work my way back. There's some very essential services. These are the things that you all need in order to originate a loan, in order to open a new account, in order to streamline your workflow. And those essential services are like our relationships with the credit bureaus for credit reports. I'll talk about exotic credit reports too, like the Vantage score and some of the alternative data that's available there. But we have really tight relationships with the credit bureaus, payments and ACH rails, address verification, the tie-in to online banking, to make it easier for your members, your customers to get access to the financial products that they are looking for from you. Things such as check ordering, check screening, credit card issuance. We have a whole stable of partners that serve those essential needs. I did skip over mail and print for those of you paying attention. We are moving forward with an exciting expansion of our relationship with FSSI. They've been available on our consumer platform for a while now. We're extending that relationship into our decision lender product, as well as into MeridianLink Collect. So coming soon, you'll be able to take advantage of those mail and print solutions directly from the platform. So rather than batching up at the end of the day or the end of the month for regulatory and compliance reasons, all those AANs, all of those welcome emails that you need to send, if you're not using mail and print through the MeridianLink platform, I encourage you to reach out and get a little bit more information about that one. On the essential systems, these are those solutions, those software platforms that you use day in and day out, where having an integration to the MeridianLink loan origination platform and account opening platform just makes it easier for you to manage your business. So core systems integrations that help you with auto booking, disbursement, account funding, again, the mobile and home banking providers. We've got extensive work that we've done on imaging and document archive, the doc download product, and call center. One that I'm going to add on here is servicing. We're evolving some of our integrations on the servicing front as well. So those essential services, a lot of partners in that ecosystem that help us automate a lot of what's automatable within your business in those essential systems categories. And I am going to dig in a little bit on some of the must-haves today. So docs from compliance systems, from Finastra, on mortgage. We're working on a really exciting relationship there that we're going to be telling you about. On eSign, IMM, and then DocuSign. We have plenty of solutions there on eSign. Fraud and verification, I know, is near and dear to your hearts. I'll get back to that one. And then within the auto space, the auto realm, we've got a lot of auto related partnerships from lead gen all the way through to the aggregators, the e-contracting. We've done a lot of work over the last year and a half, 2 years, to expand all of the automation and the digital engagement tools there in auto. On our MeridianLink mortgage product, we have settlement services and all of those pieces. On consumer, there's a lot that's HELOC related, and I'll touch on a couple of those partners today. Really innovative solutions that help automate the document ingestion, sort of the validation of everything that you need in order to originate a HELOC. Some super partners in that category. And then, as I mentioned, in mortgage related, everything from docs and compliance to fees engines, calculators, the investors that are within Price My Loan, our partner Poly, who has an alternative modern pricing engine, a lot happening in the mortgage space. And then the last category here on the left, the value added. I'll touch on some of these today as well. Custom scoring, auto decisioning. I think you're going to hear a lot more out of MeridianLink on our digital progression model. I'd encourage you to get tuned into your CSMs and your AEs who will be sharing more about how to think about the evolution in the digital world, from manual underwriting, manual approvals, all the way through the chain of getting to instant decisioning. And consumer and digital engagement, some really good partners in that space from Savvy Money and Alpha Rank and others. I'll talk about those here in a little bit. Indirect and merchant lending, marketing. And by marketing, we mean lead generation. So how do you bring new consumers in? How do you recruit new members to your bank? We've got some innovative partners there and a few new ones that'll be coming out between now and the end of the year that really help you increase your engagement with the younger generations. We've got some great insurance, gap and warranty programs that are offered through our partners. Those are great sources of non-interest income for your institution. And then the last piece is RPA, robotics process automation. So tools that our partners have developed, widgets, plugins that help automate some of those day-to-day tasks to alleviate the burden on your staff. So as you can see, the ecosystem touches many, many different parts of your operations, of your day-to-day work. And I'll spend a little bit time here now talking about specific categories. But again, use the Q&A if I've touched on anything here where you want a little bit more information. So as I mentioned when we started, we did a survey out to a lot of you. Thank you for responding. And we asked about the types of partner solutions that are most interest to you and your organization, the ones that you want to learn a little bit more about. And as you can see, there's a sort of a pre-defined list of categories here. What I'll cover today hits on a number of these areas. And again, if you want more information about any of them, please let me know. I see a heavy indication of priority 1 in fraud and verification and in indirect lending. So I'll spend a little bit more time on those than maybe a couple of the others. But just know that we've got a robust ecosystem of partners that either MeridianLink can resell to you under your current contract, or that we can refer you to our partners who would be more than happy to jump in and engage and provide more information on their solutions. So 79% of you indicated that fraud and verification were in your top 3 priorities for your institution. Of those, half of you said it was your top priority. And I'll get to it in just a minute, but it is certainly top of mind for me how we MeridianLink can help you solve your challenges when it comes to the ever-evolving threat landscape around fraud and verifications. Um, and then in digital and consumer engagement, a lot of interest in that space as well. So I'll talk a little bit about those value-added solutions that we are bringing to market and have already in market. Fraud. I think this infographic kind of says it all. I will tell you on a weekly, on a daily basis, I am just astounded at the number of shall we call them creative options that fraudsters are taking to try to subvert the system. And whilst we all want to move more and more into the digital age and engage with consumers, engage with members digitally because of the convenience that it offers, it really is a fine balancing act between protecting the consumer, protecting the member, protecting your institution while not creating an undue amount of friction in the process. We have a tremendous group of partners that bring fraud and risk mitigation solutions to market. I think it also starts to bleed into compliance. Where does the KYC, know your customer, OFAC check end? And where does a real fraud solution come into play? So when you think about synthetic identities, and I'm actually going to be in a little plug for a recorded webinar that's going to be coming out with the BAI group. It's a consulting firm where we're going to talk a little bit about what types of fraud are prevalent and what solutions and how to approach some of this. But in the fraud space, synthetic identities is where someone takes a known social security number, cobbles together a new identity using that number. It looks like a legit human being coming into your institution when it is not. So we have solutions in market that help test, is this a device that Megan has used before? Is this Megan's cell phone? If they're engaging with you on their cell phone, we have tools that can actually determine if that cell phone number belongs to me, if the computer is one that I have used to log in before. Things that help identify whether or not it's a synthetic identity coming in. First party fraud, someone using credentials and logging in, or third party fraud where they're using those credentials, but they are not theirs. Something that was raised recently in a TransUnion report that basically said members, especially the older generation, are now more and more compromised because they'll take a phone call with someone and they'll share just enough information for that fraudster to compromise their login credentials. So tools from our partners that help actually identify, is this person the person that owns these credentials, or have they co-opted those credentials in order to defraud the institution, either by taking a loan, getting a new credit card, opening a new account and moving funds through it. So we've got a number of tools in the arsenal to help protect you. And we're doing more and more education on this front to help put together the right approach, the right solution. Again, reduce the friction, but protect the consumer or the member and protect your institution. So I'll mention a few of them here. Our friends at Plaid and MX actually do identity authentication, identity verification. Is this consumer the consumer with the credentials? So it'll ask them to log in to a bank account, log into somewhere that can verify that they are the person that owns those credentials. I will tell you that just very recently, over the last couple of weeks, one of our partners had talked to us about credential stuffing. I said, someone needs to create a glossary for me because all of these different types of fraud attacks are getting very complicated. And credential stuffing is they were using account login and then trying to go downstream and log into another financial institution that they felt was vulnerable. So going through one of our protected institutions to one that was more vulnerable and trying to pass funds through the institution. Well, the partner tool caught that and shut down the traffic, blocked the fraudulent traffic from being able to push through, creating an untenable situation for one of our financial institutions. From TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, LexisNexis, and Socure. This is where those knowledge-based challenge questions come in, right? where the knowledge of that consumer, we use that in order to verify that this person is who they say they are. So we've got TransUnion True Validate integrated. We've got Experian, their cross-core product, and their Precise ID. We've got SoCure and SoCure Doc validation to make sure, again, that person is who they say they are. And then Equifax, we are in pilot stage and close to launching into GA, their digital identity trust product. And we also have InstaTouch that does pre-fill on an application using knowledge about that consumer, about that member to pre-fill an application. And then LexisNexis, which is heavily prevalent in the community bank and banking space. We've got LexisNexis Risk Solutions integrated to our platform as well. And again, we're thinking through how we can be better equipped to serve your needs and looking at new vendors entering the market, innovative solutions here. Again, all aimed at verifying that person, ensuring that we're keeping all of these fraud attacks to a minimum. And then again, part of the digital progression model, I encourage you to engage with your AEs and your CSMs because they're going to be able to take you on that journey that says the MeridianLink product natively does reCAPTCHA, right? So you all know when you go out and you're engaging digitally to buy a concert ticket or to purchase something online, we have reCAPTCHA built into our system that's going to say, let's make sure you're not a bot. Let's make sure that this is not a bot attack of someone trying to come in and compromise the system. So we have tools like that and thresholds that are available as settings within the MeridianLink products that will help set the foundation. And then we apply the fraud and verification solutions from our partners to keep your institution and your customers safe. Again, use the Q&A if I ran through or I rambled on something that you want to get a little bit more information about, and I'll be sure to get to that at the end. Switching gears into consumer and digital engagement. Again, we all want to engage with consumers more digitally. How do we serve them on a website when they're not coming into a branch or coming into the institution where we can greet them by name, we can greet them and help them solve their needs? You got to be pretty adept in the way that you communicate digitally so as not to frustrate that consumer, not to frustrate the member. Meanwhile, it creates some efficiency. So members can actually get pretty far down the path. They can complete a loan all online. We're going to talk a little bit more about custom scoring, but these are things that actually help your institution better engage, compete with the fintechs that are out there in market offering instant results and quick decisioning. Consumer and digital engagement helps you to streamline, reduce the friction in the process here. Collaboration in the web and mobile channels, different communication options, collaboration options that help deepen that consumer and that member relationship. And it actually improves adoption. So some of our partners have tremendous thought leadership in this area about what it looks like to engage digitally, what it looks like to engage with consumers. We've got some of that out in recorded webinars with some of these partners. So I'd encourage you, if you haven't already taken advantage of some of these solutions, to go out and take a look at it. TrueStage in their digital storefront. If you haven't gotten a look at that lately, I'd encourage you to do this. This is their rebranding and their relaunch of the QNexus product. Pre-screening, pre-qual, evaluating your member base in order to identify someone who might be in a moment of need where you can proactively offer them the financial product that they may need most. Our friends at AlphaRank, we're doing a lot of work with AlphaRank and expect to roll them into our portal product where they take a look at the workflow, they look at the consumer engagement online and help you minimize the drop off. So if there's friction in the process or there's a need to evaluate your web analytics, AlphaRank has an amazing solution. It's available on consumer. It's available on Decision Lender. It's available on MeridianLink Mortgage. I really like what the AlphaRank team has been doing. It's a super quick and easy setup, quick to get going, and it actually gives you immediate insights the minute that it's turned on. Our friends at Conductive, We did a little press release with them here recently. They have actually helped from a digital engagement perspective of collecting up all the information that's needed from a consumer, making sure that the package is ticked and tied so that you can actually make faster, more rapid, more informed decisions about that consumer, whether they're coming in for an auto loan, a consumer loan. Conductive has a really streamlined, efficient product to help automate some of that. Our longstanding partners is Savvy Money. Savvy Money's been doing a lot of great work. They actually reside in the home banking app to look at consumer line of credit, give that consumer, give that member deeper insight into their financial health. Really love what the Savvy Money team has been doing. And we can certainly get you hooked up with them if you're not already promoting that product to your member base. It's a very value added solution. And then I'll lastly touch on our friends Glia and Eltropy. These are co-browse, co-chat functionality. So someone's on your website looking at a product, they get stuck in the workflow, they're not certain how to answer a certain question, what to put in a certain field. This connects them with one of your representatives and helps move them through that process. It automates in some instances a response, right? I'm having problems. I can type it into a chat. It takes that question and offers up an FAQ that says, hey, this is maybe what you're looking for. We're going to introduce a couple of new partners on this front, so stay tuned. But today, our friends at Glia and Eltropy have got you covered for the co-browse, co-chat for your members that are in a portal or in ML Access trying to complete a transaction. They also have solutions for call center. So if someone calls in, same sort of deal there. Indirect lending. Again, I was very, very pleased to see the level of interest in this category. We've got two key partners in this area, but there are others, and there are other lead gen providers out there. But if you're looking at a strategic move for your organization to target members of your community, grow your consumer base, your member base, I'd encourage you to get some more information on Lone Star and Open Lending. I'm going to start with Open Lending. Open Lending plays in the auto space, so their roots are in subprime. So identifying those credit-worthy consumers, those credit-worthy members of the community that on the surface may not have a 720, maybe struggling to hit 680 with their FICO score, but they have a tremendous record of bill payment. They've got alternative data sources that tell our friends at Open Lending that they're actually a pretty decent credit risk. It opens up new membership in your community to people that are really credit worthy and just need somebody to look at them in a different way. So Open Lending uses alternative techniques to underwrite that loan, and then they attach credit protection to make sure that your institution isn't taking undue risk. Really innovative solution. My friend Kevin from Open Lending did a tremendous presentation main stage at MeridianLink Live. I'd encourage you to go out to their website and take a look at some of the thought leadership that they've put together over the last year. They're looking at trends. They're actually looking at taking their technology upstream to more near prime and prime consumers in your footprint and opening up again new members for you. Somebody that might have gone out and gotten a loan through the dealer or through a used car lot. And now it puts your institution front and center and gives you an opportunity to reach those consumers. On the merchant side, you've got Lone Star. And Lone Star has done some really innovative work of building those merchant connections. So someone in your community is looking to install solar, looking to do a home improvement project, looking for a purpose-built loan that they may not know where to go to get that. They may be a little tight on funds. Our friends at Lone Star actually connect institutions like yours with the people in the community that need that funding source. So Lone Star has gone about it traditionally as more of a personal unsecured, but now they're actually doing HELOCs. So someone that has a home that wants to do home improvement may not come in directly to the institution, may not have a relationship with, the big bank, and they don't know about some of their community lenders. Lone Star is making those connections. They're piloted and had great success on HELOC loans for one of our financial institutions. I really like what Lone Star does. Again, they've published a lot of thought leadership out on their site, things to talk about what the climate looks like and what the consumer dilemma is. A lot of built up equity in homes, not a lot of people moving because of interest rates and the price of homes. How do you tap into the HELOC, or how do you tap into the home equity? Lone Star has a really innovative way of doing that. So both of those are partners that we collaborate with. If you've got interest in them, for sure, reach out to your account executive. We'll get you more information. I know both of them are actually doing webinars with us. I'm not going to pick on Linda, but we'll make sure that we publish the schedule. It's all out on MeridianLink.com. But they both have thought leadership webinars available through MeridianLink. So look for those. We'll promote those out to you all. Great information on indirect lending. And then I'm going to touch on some of those other partners that I mentioned earlier on. In deposits and funding, we're really building out our ecosystem here, making sure that we've got innovative solutions that help do money movement in a digital world in a very secure way. I think look for more information coming about Plaid and about Repay. And I think there'll be a couple others that will be announcing here shortly. But on deposits and funding, we've heard y'all, these are foundational things that we need to provide in order to make the system more efficient, more secure solutions coming here to make it easier on your members to do business with you. I did mention my friends at FSSI when we started in mail and print. Even though it wasn't one of those areas that garnered a whole lot of interest, because I think it's one of those things that we just don't think about a lot. But if you had an automated way at the end of a loan application to automatically send out all of the regulatory and compliance paperwork that you need done and be able to check that box, that's where our friends FSSI come in. So I encourage you to ask a little bit more about that. We're going to be doing some little outreach there as well. I mentioned auto, indirect, and insurance. We now do e-contracting with DealerTrack, with Route One. For the dealers and the rooftops that support that, it's an amazing way to get closer to touchless lending. Make yourself more valuable to those dealers. Make it easier for the consumer sitting in a dealer, finance manager's desk to accomplish all the things that they need to accomplish without having to resort to pen and paper. Insurance options through TrueStage, through SWBC, our friends at Allied. We've got a whole lot of those gap and warranty, credit protection, insurance policies. Again, good source of non-interest income for you. Something that's really valuable to the consumer. I know when I went out and purchased a car, as a consumer, I had never thought about that. When it was presented to me, I sort of felt like I was in the know, because now I know a little bit more about what those products do. And as a consumer, I said, absolutely sign me up for that. It is not an expensive add-on, and it is something that gives me peace of mind. So again, on the insurance front, we're making it easier and easier to calculate the quotes, to bring more innovative digital solutions to market with our partners here. Make it easier on you to position and sell those things. So more to come on those. I'm going to take a quick breath. I feel like I'm starting to speed up a little. Decisioning and custom scoring. I will tell you, in my previous roles before coming to MeridianLink, the idea, the notion of looking at consumers as more than just a 3-digit FICO is really near and dear to my heart. Our financial system, you all are so critical to serving your communities and helping people get access to the financial products that maybe they haven't been offered, that they haven't had available to them. And then coupling that with the MeridianLink system that provides a deep level of automation and efficiency to you so that you can actually be a profit center, being able to originate those products in a way that you're protected, that the consumer is protected, that the consumer is offered the best price possible. Super important. And our friends at Zest, Experian, and Cyanaptic have all come up with very innovative ways to take that traditional credit underwriting and make that more accessible, provide the alternative view into a consumer's credit worthiness. Again, I think this is a perfect marriage between you all as community-based organizations and these technology providers that are helping find a way to originate and secure loans that make sense for everybody involved without resorting to driving consumers to fintechs. This is keeping it in the community. This is putting the power in your hands to build that relationship with those community members that need help and actually have the track record of payback and of not defaulting and of not prepaying, of following through on their commitments and looking at them in a different way. So I encourage you, as you think about your digital progression, as you think about automating decisioning, of taking a look at Zest or Experian or Cyanaptic and seeing what they might be able to do to help your institution. And last but not least, I mentioned them early on, some of our partners in the HELOC and settlement services space, Coviance and First Close. And both of them have been long-term supporters, have been at every MeridianLink Live since I've joined. They bring a solution to market that helps automate what can kind of be a lengthy, cumbersome HELOC process. Do I have all the documents from the consumer? Do I have all the information that I need to decision this loan? Have I thought about everything? Have I perfected the package without driving that consumer crazy? So Coviance, First Close, both bring solutions that help create an automated checklist, gather all of the information that's needed from that consumer, engage with them in a way that makes the most sense, doesn't send a loan officer back out or a processor back out to say, hey, we just need one more thing. We just need one more thing. We just need one more thing. So it streamlines that process. It makes the consumer, makes the member really happy that they can tap into their home equity in a really streamlined way. I'm super excited about what they've done. And I know a lot of you have looked at them, particularly if you're looking at moving into originating HELOCs and making that available to your member base. We'll be doing a little bit of work. We've got something in pilot right now with Coviance that should be available for general availability here in a very short period of time. So if you have engaged with Coviance in the past and you want some information on the new solution, again, we'll get that out to you. Reach out to your AE, reach out to your CSM, and they'll be able to fill you in on what's going on there. And I know we covered a lot of ground in a very short period of time. So, hey, Linda, whilst people are thinking about Q&A, would you mind sharing with everybody where they can find the list of all of those partner webinars that I said are coming or out there? Where's the best place to find that?
We do have, there is an email that goes out every week. It's a roundup. And in that, it lists all of the webinars that are upcoming within the next quarter that have been scheduled. So watch for that. If you're not part of that mailing list and you want to get on it, please feel free to reach out to me and I'll make sure that you get on it. It's linda.borsodi@meridianlink.com. Pardon me. The other thing I was going to mention too, Megan, you talked a lot about some of the webinars that we've done with some of these partners.
Yeah.
If they're interested in seeing some of these on our website under Learning Center, there is an on-demand section for all of these webinars with these partners. I will say I was just on a webinar this morning with TrueStage regarding digital storefront. It is an on-demand one and will be going up later this week. So watch for that and you'll be able to see it. The other thing I would mention, Megan, you touched a lot on the marketplace, and it's such a great resource. On our website, we do have the marketplace piece there that if you're looking for an integration or want to find out about a partner, you can go to our website, Marketplace Partners, and you'll be able to search whether it's under an integration or under a product or under a partner name, and you can start getting more information about that. And as Megan alluded, we're going to have some new things coming that'll be going out on that marketplace page as we make adjustments and bring out some new things to it. So please watch for that, and happy to answer questions regarding that as well. And we did have a couple of questions here, Megan.
Okay.
One of them, pardon me, is it recommended to have more than one fraud solution with MeridianLink Consumer?
Yes, it's an excellent question. So there are flavors of the fraud solutions that are available. Some that are digital, some that work in branch. Each one of the partners that I mentioned has those options. So you could pick one of those partners and get what you need. I will say there's a combination on the verifications and then on fraud. So one thing is to authenticate and verify that the consumer is who they say they are, right, as they come in. And then there's some of the fraud checking that digs a little bit deeper into like the device, into the knowledge-based challenge questions. And the fraud solutions, we're going to try to put out some more pieces that sort of paint the landscape for you, that are available on the deposit side and on the lending side. So naturally, if somebody's coming in to create an account, a new account with you, full stop fraud solution, you're going to run it on every single one of them because they are not human beings that are known to your institution. So on account opening, fraud solutions for sure. We are also encouraging our financial institutions, our customers, to look at the same sort of solutions on the lending side. Just because they log in, right? They have credentials to log in and start an application does not mean that that person is who they say they are. So encouraging you all to also look at some of the integrations and fraud on the lending side. And I see Don. Yes. Not all of them are available in all places, but we'll make sure that we follow up with you on a little bit more detail on what's available where. Some of them we need to enhance some of our integrations. For example, the Equifax DIT is going in on the deposit side. We have plans to integrate that as well on the lending side.
Fantastic. And for those of that are interested, there will be an email that goes out with the recording of this webinar presentation, so you all will receive that as well. Those are the questions we have so far, Megan. If anyone else has any other questions, please feel free to shoot them here to us.
I have one ask for y'all. We didn't do a poll. We didn't do a little engagement thing. But before y'all drop, if you think of a topic besides fraud, because I know we're going to do something on that, think of a topic that you'd like to do a deeper dive on where it is related to our marketplace partners, whether it's in those essential systems or services, whether it's in, a category of must-haves. Would you mind putting it into put it in a Q&A? Because I know that's the tab that y'all are on. But share suggestions with us or with your AEs so that we can keep content coming your way without overwhelming you. I know it's hard sometimes to fit everything in when you're just running your day-to-day business, but if you have ideas on what you'd like to hear from us, that would be great. Yeah, fraud. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting decisioning custom scorings coming in.
Oh, good. All right. We'll give everybody a few more minutes to type things in if you like, and then we'll let you get back to your day. Thank you so much for spending time with us. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your engagement and look forward to seeing y'all at MeridianLink Live.
Oh, Megan, a new one came in. Love to get a deeper dive on member web mailing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So, fantastic.
Yeah.
That looks like where we're at. Megan, thank you so much for your time today. Another excellent presentation.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.